Growing up with Steven, we've always been very close. We played the opposite color Pokemon games so we could catch all of the Pokemon. We would stay up very late at night playing Mad Libs, coming up with the absolute worst words and just laughing until we cried, and we always just generally followed each other. Now, unfortunately, I did not have the privilege of growing up with Haley, and unfortunately for Haley, she did not have the privilege of having a good first encounter with me. You see, our first meeting was when I very poorly spied on them getting a coffee date. And I say poorly because I found out about 2 hours afterwards that she had known I was peeking over at them the whole time. But lo and behold, she's still here.
Haley, from the moment I awkwardly followed you off of that bus, I knew I had met someone special.
The story of how me and Steven met is pretty funny. Most people know, but me and Steven had the same sign language class.
Over the months, over the weeks, I would see her around campus as well. She would see me at the church we both happened to go to, and until eventually one day I had worked up the courage to try to talk to her, I guess. But I was just so nervous and shy, I wasn't even able to work up any words to say. So she actually had to be the one to talk to me first.
And so I remember seeing him at Wesley one night, which is a church event that we go to. I knew I had an in when he was walking right next to me, and I was like, oh hey, didn't I see you at Wesley last week? And he was like, yeah, and from that moment on, we never stopped talking.
I knew I was in it from there. We walked together to her class. She didn't realize that that wasn't where my class was, and in that first conversation, I just really put her on the spot and awkwardly asked her to go get coffee, and she was so surprised she accidentally said yes.
Marriage is a gift from God, given to us so that we might experience the joys of unconditional love with a lifelong partner. It's a venerated institution and one deserving of deep reverence.
Steven, after we talked for hours on end on our first date at Dunkin' Donuts, I knew I'd met someone incredibly special. As time passed, my love for you continued to grow immensely. I love how you never give up on me and are always willing to encourage and pray for me in the drop of a second. I vow to love you wholeheartedly in all of your forms for the rest of my life. I promise to show you every day that I know exactly how blessed I am to have you in my life.
The way you so nonchalantly humored my social ineptitude and even had the grace to accept my awkward coffee proposal. As trivial as those first thoughts of affection may seem, my love for you has only grown over the years in ways I never would have guessed from that first time I met you.
For as much as Steven and Haley have covenanted together in marriage and declared the same before God and in the presence of this company, I now pronounce them husband and wife. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. What therefore God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Kiss the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce to you for the very first time Mr. and Mrs. Steven Osborne.
Always cherish and protect you, even from scary things like wild bears and poison ivy. I vow to never stop trying to cheer you up when you only feel like crying, to turn your tears into laughter, and I commit myself to your soul, that however you or I end up growing and changing, I will always only be after your heart.
I will always be honest with you, patient, and forgiving. I will choose to extend grace and choose love. I will always work alongside you and fight for you and love you with all that I have for all of my life.